There's
Now
a
we're
round
gonna try to
used in
simplify.
tanks called a Sabo round.
First step is
it's basically a metal rod
mayonnaise
that's
cheese
fired
mixture.
at a high velocity and it pierces through any kind of armor. Well, there was
This is,
testing that was done in
Gorgonzola
2010
cheese.
and onward of what would happen if you put one of these Sabo rounds on a satellite and you launched it toward the Earth. Gravity would take the metal rod and it would accelerate it to the ground, and it may cause a large nuclear-sized hit on the ground without the radiation to accompany it.
How big is a rod that you're talking about?
I would say about 3 feet, 3 to 4 feet, about this big.
And it would do that much damage?
Yes, and it's because of the speed. It's a titanium rod, so it can withstand the heat of entrance. Because it's the same thing with a tank. If the heat for the tank runs about 2,000 degrees and it comes out all right.
Kim Jong-un, that's going to be, he's going to put
Put some Parmesan.
Yeah. Looking up in the Amboss, come off the cliff and it's coming down.
Then we'll add some
The
mayonnaise.
unfortunate part is a lot of
And this will
food
be
is
the topping on top of everything else.
keep it in.
Unless they drive it right through his skull. Don't forget, late last year, we were talking on this program about decapitation strikes against Kim Jong-un.
Right.
South Korean government openly saying we have units practicing right now to assassinate him.
Right. They have the plan in place to make that happen.
Well, the United States yesterday rejected a proposal from China to halt a joint U.S.-South Korean military exercise if North Korea suspended its nuclear and missile activities. It called North Korean leader Kim Jong-un irrational and demanded positive action before the U.S. could take him seriously.
There's the start of it. I'll
Speaking
probably
of
do a lot
Washington,
more.
U.S. State Department
That's a
acting
good start.
spokesman
I've
Mark
got some
Carter said,
spinach here.
quote, at this point, we
I
don't
already
see it
pulled the
as a
stems off.
viable
I'm gonna
deal,
slice it up.
end quote. And Pentagon spokesman Commander Gary Ross said U.S. activities to defend South Korea, quote, cannot be equated to North Korea's repeated violations of its obligations and agreements.
Now, let's see if we can get all this on
News
film.
agency reported that South Korea has raised the
Spinach
alert level
on the
against
bottom.
cyber attacks in a bid to better fend off an expected increase in cyber attacks from North Korea. The Ministry
Followed
of
by
Science
Cooked bacon.
raised its alert level to its second highest level as of 6 p.m. local time. And a veteran investigator at the United
Artichoke
Nations
hearts.
has urged the UN to appoint an international legal expert to prepare judicial proceedings against Kim Jong-un and his government.
Really? That's interesting. That means that they've got plans in place.
They're gonna, yeah.
Only use 3
What they'll do is,
broken up.
they'll declare him a war criminal, crimes against humanity
Right.
for all the assassinations that he's done and the labor camps, and they'll get a UN International Criminal Court warrant for his arrest, and then they'll kill him.
How does that affect people who trade with a country that's designated as a war criminal?
I'm gonna add a layer of mozzarella.
Or a country that's belligerent for the U.S.
Right here.
Will that mean China can't trade with North Korea anymore?
And can they even do something like this without China being involved?
I don't know, Doc.
I mean, China's on the Security Council. I mean, that would have to come from the Security Council.
No, this is gonna go to the International Criminal Court, the ICC.
Interesting.
Listen to this story. Bill Kurtz over at Washington Times. Drone aircraft recently carried out intrusions over U.S. Air Force and Navy nuclear facilities. According to the commander of the U.S. Strategic
Now we have the
Command,
tomatoes that are
made
marinated.
this disclosure yesterday in testimony to the U.S. Congress. General John Hyten revealed the drone threats in written testimony before the House Armed Services Committee. He said, quote, of recent concern have been unauthorized flights of unmanned
Little more
aerial
Parmesan.
systems over Navy and Air Force installations. these intrusions represent a growing threat
Put a
to
little
the
bit more
safety
pepper
and
on it.
security of
It's
nuclear
already got enough
weapons and
salt, doesn't
personnel.
need any more.
And they quote, I'm reading from Bill Gertz's article, currently the Navy and Air Force are planning to deploy counter unmanned
You
aerial
want to put the cheese
system
mayonnaise
defenses
mixture on top.
that General Hyten said will, quote, effectively detect, track, and if necessary, engage small UAS vehicles.
Did you say where these bases were or anything?
Let me see.
Were they here in the U.S.? Were they?
No, these are U.S. bases.
So you're telling me that drones are flying over U.S. military bases here in the U.S., unauthorized drones?
Apparently so. And it says, no other details were disclosed about the location of the incidents or how many took place. However, this article in the
Doesn't
Washington
look
Times
like quite enough
mentions,
cheese, so I'm gonna have to add a little bit
facilities
more.
such as Barksdale Air Force Base in Alabama, Whitman Air Force Base in Peru,
Some more
Wilmington
Gorgonzola.
Submarine Base in Washington State,
Maybe cheese.
Submarine Base Georgia,
Small pieces.
Nostrum Air Force Base Montana, Nellis Air Force Base Nevada, Minot Air Force Base North Dakota, F.E. Warren Air Force Base Wyoming. These bases are home to U.S. land-based missile bombers and nuclear missile submarines.
Well, yeah, you have the stealth bomber base at Whiteman.
50.
You're telling me unauthorized drones are flying over where the stealth bomber is based out of? Wow.
Nice.
Well, they're
Now
not
we can put the
disclosing
top on.
which bases, but it would be from this
And we'll
list
fold
that
the
I just
edges.
read.
Well, I believe this because you remember back to when Pokemon Go debuted on millions of phones across the United States. There were teenagers walking onto military bases. Many of these bases actually mentioned here were on that list of where people would walk onto looking for their little device things to capture and whatnot. But
Poke some holes in with the fork.
and the exploring of
Like the
classified and
steam I
unmarked
talked about
territory
earlier
on
in
maps
Escape.
has been a voyeuristic kind of thing for many people
Now we're gonna fold
with these
crust.
unmanned drones.
Well, what I'm thinking about is here just a few months ago at the
Double
Bilderberg
crust.
meeting, I remember seeing pictures of armed personnel there with anti-drone guns. They were able to shoot drones down out of the sky. So you're telling me they can protect the Bilderberger meeting, but they can't protect Whiteman Air Force Base from unauthorized drones?
Which one is more important?
That's what I'm asking. Where's the
Obviously, the
priority?
Bilderberg group has better security.
I forgot to butter the pan on the bottom, which is something I should have done, but it's too
Discussed
late
next
now.
time. The
Makes it release easier, but this
cryptic
type of pan
threat made by
is a Corningware,
a
so it doesn't
Russian
really stick
military
anyway.
expert, a retired colonel and
Want to put some
former
butter
Russian Defense Ministry
on top?
spokesman, Colonel
Give it
Victor
a nice brown crust.
Baroness. In an interview,
Now we're
with
going
the
to
Russian
fork the sides of the
newspaper.
crust.
he was commenting that Russia cannot compete
Some
with the
flour,
United
hang on.
States in terms of the budget. Because the U.S. Federal Reserve just prints funny money.
Right.
And he was saying that Russia cannot compete with the United States in terms of the amount of money spent for military weapons and in particular nuclear weapons. But he said that they were compelled to be creative in how they would defeat the United States in a nuclear war. And he said that Russia was, listen to this,
So it looks like this.
we are quietly
Here's the light.
seeding the U.S. shoreline
Very
with
nice.
nuclear missiles
Yep.
that
And
dig
I'd like to throw
themselves
some
in
dried
and sleep
rosemary on top
until they are given the command.
with the crust
Yeah, I saw that article earlier
and
today.
some dill dried.
That is frightening. And actually, that kind
More
of fits
basil.
in with the beef agreement.
Just to give the crust a nice topping.
From about 25 years ago, that, solved.
And then we'll pop this in the oven at 350 degrees and
They were
show you what it looks like.
right off the coast. Now what they're saying is, we're not right off the coast, we're on the coast.